Yeah, you know what's going down, Z? Like how? Yeah, hey.
You tuned in to Wild Lit, and you know we always lit.
It ain't no pressure cause I know I'm real. My reality ill. I done came down. Now the haters wanna come around.
You gonna learn today.
The Youth Renaissance team went into high schools all over Cleveland to document the different trials and tribulations that our youth go through on a daily basis, as well as podcasting and peer conversations on real topics, anything from school lunches to violence in the community. This process has had therapeutic results in allowing the students to be vulnerable and open up to each other about issues they share.
Through music production and songwriting, we let the students talk about the realities of their lives and be creative with painting pictures of their future. We've combined these documented stories from each sector of the program into a reality show that showcases the students' experiences in and outside of the classroom.
This is My Reality is Real.
What is your name and your grade?
My name is Amaya. I'm in 10th grade now.
Jada, and I'm in 11th.
Josiah Hayes, going to 11th grade.
Michael, and I'm going to the 11th grade.
Philip Malone, 11th grade.
Trayvon Anderson, I'm going to the 10th grade.
Aaron Gamble, 11th grade.
My name is Jordan Rutledge, and I am going into my junior year.
Michael Mixon, and I'm going to the 10th grade.
Paris Gibson, and I'm in 10th grade.
And what does your family dynamic look like? Like, who do you live with?
So it's 50-50 right now. So I stay with my dad part-time, and then I stay with my mom and my stepdad and my 2 siblings. So it's 50-50.
Okay, do you have any siblings that like with your dad, or is just you and your dad?
No, I'm his only kid.
Okay, how do you like that? How you like doing the 50-50 thing?
It's kind of rough sometimes, but it's okay for the most part. I wouldn't have it no other way, but it's had its rough patches, but I wouldn't.
So why is it like a little bit rough? What makes it hard on you?
Because I feel like sometimes with my parents not really getting along the best, I can kind of become the middleman. So with the 50-50, it could be like, oh, I want you to come to my house this day, but technically it's your dad's day, and then they get into it, and now it's like, well, now I got to pick between my parents, and I would never want to do that. You know what I mean? So it just has its rough patches, but you know, it's overcome. It's just living.
Well, you're really strong to even just be working it out the way you're working it out, you know. So I hope everything works out for the best.
Thank
you.
I live with my grandma and my little brother.
Okay, all right. And how do you like that?
I mean, it's fine for me because I've been living with my grandma for a very long time. I've been with my grandma since I was 5.
I live with my brother, my sister, and me, and my mom.
I live with my mom and stepdad, and my brother too, my stepbrother.
I got a little sister, a little brother, and my parents.
Okay, your mom and your dad?
Yeah, well, my stepdad.
I live with my mom and my stepdad, but I go and visit my dad and I stay with her. Like, I want to say, like during the summer, I stay over there like however long I want to, but when it's coming to school, I come back here, but.
I live with my mom, dad, that's it.
Okay, single child?
No, my sister, she moved to California.
Okay, so you're the youngest?
Yeah, I'm the youngest.
Okay, you like being the youngest?
Yeah, I think I do.
No, stop it.
Just my mom.
Okay, awesome. So do you have any siblings or anything like that?
No, I'm the only child.
Okay. How do you like being the only child?
Very nice.
You like
it's
it?
Very nice, yes.
I live with my mother, my little sister and little brother, and
Okay.
older sister.
Dope, all right.
My 2 oldest brothers are in college.
Nice. So you're one of how many?
6.
I live with my sister and my mom, and I have a dog.
How does mental health affect school culture?
I think it's like, it affects it because like, I feel like it's a big thing because like everybody has emotions, and you know, I mean, I think our school is pretty good at like expressing it, like with counselors and you know, stuff like that, and the teachers understand now.
Like
yeah.
you guys outlets, like to,
yeah,
to
we have outlets. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like mental health can affect school culture a lot because when you have students that aren't doing well mentally, it can affect how they are in the classroom and towards their other peers, which can then, you know, it can be positive or negative. So, you know, if you have good mental health, obviously you're gonna be, you know, happy or just, you know, in a good mood, ready to come to school and work, and, you know, you just got a good mentality. But if your mental health is down, it might affect others around you because they might, I believe a lot in feeding off of energy. So, like, you know, if you having a bad day because of something that happened yesterday, or you dealing with depression, anxiety, whatever, and everybody around you is feeding off your energy, it can just overall affect the mood of the classroom or like your class or whatever. So I feel like it's important to always try to keep students' mental health up so that everybody around them can feed off that and it can be a good vibe, because I just don't, you know, you don't want the vibes to be bad in the schoolhouse, because a lot of kids don't like coming to school in general. So
small beef turning into something big for no reason. Like this past, like near January-ish, there was this fight and it was two girls fighting over a boy. I was like, are you serious? And the boy just rejected both of them.
Right.
So they fought for no reason. Then there was another fight when two girls were fighting over weed. I was like, never are you that addicted that you need to fight over it. So it's just fights over small things.
It affects their grades and them wanting and not wanting to come to school.
Okay. Why do you think, like, in what ways do you think some of the things like affect them not wanting to come to school?
Like bullying, like putting people down, telling them they can't do stuff.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Do you think fighting is an issue that you see here?
It's a major issue.
Okay. And what do you think is like some of the, like, what do you mean? What do you think are some of the main reasons why fights start?
Instigators.
Okay. So people kind of trying to stir the pot.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you think a lot of it starts from like stuff that isn't really that big of a deal type thing? Because that was even something that Jordan mentioned to me, is that people have like a lot of beef over small stuff.
And like they'll put it away, but someone will just bring it up randomly and make it worse.
Okay. So like that idea of almost like that kind of being a trigger for people, where it's like maybe you think you kind of like move past the situation with this dude, and then someone else brings it up and be like, hey, remember when you guys were dealing with that? And it's like, now I'm mad about it again. Like, I don't want to think about that.
It like knock down your motivation, like when you got bad mental health.
Right. That's one. So is there kids walking around here dealing with that? Not motivated to learn or to be productive? Right. Okay. So do you find yourself dealing with any of those things?
Not no more.
Okay. Oh, you said not anymore. Did anything help you out?
I went through I had like a counselor since I was like 5.
Awesome. I had one too. I had one when I was 12. So how do you think that helped you?
Really just like helped me get through certain stuff that happened throughout my childhood.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So what would your advice be for someone that looks like you dealing with things? And there's a lot of us that be dealing with things and they just try to cuff it. Or
like you shouldn't just don't hold it in. Like you should go to your parents, ask for help.
Okay.
Talk to school counselors, stuff like that.
Okay. So if say you come from that household that don't have the parent you can talk to, maybe the parent is part of the problem, where else you think they could go?
Well, like probably like the school counselor.
It can affect your social life. It can stop you from being social with your friends. It can even stop being social with family, even if you go to school with family. It can stop a lot of things. It can get in the way. It can affect your grades and schoolwork if you have a bad mental health.
Okay. Do you have advice? Okay, let's take a step back. How do you feel about your mental health? Are you in a good place?
I feel like my mental health is fine. I feel like I'm in a good place with mine.
So what advice would you give somebody that you observe having mental health difficulties and you know that's part of the problem that's holding them back, either with their grades, them getting along with people, stuff like that?
They might need to have some alone time and like think things over. Or if that don't help, then they need to talk to someone they can actually trust.
Last question for you.
Okay.
What is a suburban gangster?
Well, oh, somebody about to get triggered. Well, I feel like a suburban gangster is somebody who lives in a suburban, okay, Bedford. If you live in Bedford, Bedford is not, I'm not gonna say Bedford is the most preppy neighborhood, but Bedford is a nice neighborhood. It's not like the ghetto or anything like that. So if you live in Bedford, you was born here, you live in Bedford, and then you preach like this narrative that you be in the streets and you doing this and doing that and you tote guns, that's what a suburban gangster is. Because a lot of people just want to live that lifestyle because they think it's cool. Because nowadays I feel like it is cool to like be gangbanging and stuff, and it's really not to me, but I feel like a lot of kids think like, oh, if I do that I get street cred, or oh, if I do that people gonna think I'm cool and they respect me. So a lot of kids just claim that lifestyle and they don't really live it, when it's people out here who actually live it and they was born into it just for like the hype or the clout.
I guess someone that tries to act all hard and raw, trying to be someone that they're not, and trying to be like the top person, even though they're actually not like that.
Yeah, I don't call them gangsters. I just call them misleaded kids.
Suburban gangster, that's like kids who is like, they was like born in a certain area, but then their parents took them out of that area. They came down here and they grew up like a good life, normal life, never had to really worry about nothing. And then all of a sudden they just pop up and be like, oh, I want to be a gangbanger, stuff like that. Like, it's like a lot of kids around that do that.
Why do you think, it might be several reasons, but what's one of the main reasons you think kids do that?
I feel like we don't have the right role models.
Okay.
Cause like the people they look up to and like the music and stuff, like music nowadays, all they do is talk about guns, gangs, and killing.
So you
like,
need to introduce them to J. Cole?
Yeah, cause like the top two artists right now is one is on house arrest for like the next 2 years, and then the other one got a friend who just got killed.
Right.
Yeah, and I feel like that they shouldn't be top two because all they talk about is guns, violence, and killing.
It could be, I'm gonna use my older brother for example. Okay, he was a good kid, like really good, and we grew up in we grew up with a nice neighborhood.
Right.
And we get to Bedford and Garfield because we used to live in Garfield, and as soon as we moved, he started fighting, he started smoking weed and everything else, and now he on crutches. So he was a good kid, and we lived in a very nice neighborhood. It was nothing going on. But he decided he wanted to follow in my father's footsteps.
Okay.
And be a gangster, which is not working out too good for him at all.
It's not working out. Okay.
That's kind of my definition.
Okay. So do you think it be a model to him as part of why he's choosing that? Model meaning because dad had a certain type of, because I know, so look, I got a couple kids that went that direction, but I didn't even move that way. So you can't even blame it on why a lot of kids choose to do that. I had somebody share that it's for popularity, or they feel like you gotta do that to be cool.
Oh, my brother has literally 3 friends. So, yeah, not popularity. Because he don't trust nobody, so he got like 3 friends.
Not 3.
Yeah, 3. Them real close friends.
His likes ain't up. It's not up. So maybe he should try something else. It's something else that he's good at and not being a suburban gangster.
I mean, he cooled down now after he got on crutches. He's cooled down now.
How you get on the crutches?
Okay, the first time, it's because he tore his ACL.
Okay.
The second time, it was because he was playing basketball. Now, this recent time, it was because he was fighting somebody.
Okay. And so that's not going well for him either, huh? Okay, so we gotta save bruh. We gotta save him, okay? What grade is he in?
12.
Okay, it's his last year.
He grown.
Huh?
He grown.
It don't matter.
He ain't gonna listen to me.
It don't matter. He can. Sis can give him some advice.
But he doing better now. He started doing his artwork.
Okay. Oh, so maybe a couple of these ACLs being sit you down somewhere.
Yeah, he didn't.
You start reflecting back on things.
Yeah.
How could you relate? If you had to annotate Boys in the Hood, how does that relate to Bedford?
Gang violence.
Ooh. Gang violence in Bedford?
Yes, because there's a lot of so you know there's a lot of fake gangsters in Bedford. And they try to be real when they really not. They're just an act. And they take it seriously when it's really not the case.
Preach! That was one of my questions. What is a suburban gangster?
Hear that term this morning.
But look how we could turn this into an educational piece. We talking about a movie a lot of people like, because this is the second shirt I've seen in a couple of days, right? And look how we can spin that into education or curriculum or into social emotional learning. And I feel like that's what teachers are gonna have to do a better job, is embracing and meeting their kids where they at. And it's a way to teach them where it's fun to them.
And some teachers can build relationships with their students too.
Yeah.
To make them wanna, like if they have problems, they can come to your teacher and talk about it other than going to fight people about it or stuff like that.
Preach, baby girl. Preach, talk to the people.
You gonna learn today.